Bev Adams. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! A while ago I showed my storage solution for the stamp pads, and then shortly thereafter Stampin' Up! Came out with these new redesigned stamp pads. This new style of stamp pad does stack nice and neatly, but I can imagine if I wanted to just grab and go, I would be rearranging stamp pads all the time. And so I really wanted a solution that I can just pull one out at a time and leave the rest in the stack. These colors don't match, but this is an old style stamp pad box with the new stamp pad, and you can see that there's quite a bit of difference in thickness. With the old cases there was this big lip that I could grab and pull out, and that made it very easy. The new ones I wanted to have a little extra sticking out, so I've made my new boxes a little bit shorter so that there'll be more to grab onto. The box cases are about the size of a half a sheet of cardstock, so I'm going to go ahead and cut my cardstock in half, and I might as well make this half into a card base while I'm at it. And I'll put that card base in my little pouch so it is now a resource instead of a scrap. For the new stamp cases, I need to cut my cardstock to a funny size. I need the cardstock to be 4 13/16. Now I don't usually cut in 16ths, and rather than count all those 13/16ths, the 16ths are the little lines on our trimmer. I'm going to go to 4 3/4 and then move it over one little tiny line and cut. Small strap. Then I'm going to turn it landscape and score at 3 3/4, 4 3/8. The overall size will be 8 1/8, but if you want to turn it from here to the end will be 3 3/4. This puts a 5/8 center in here, and then I need 5/8 on either side. And I need to crease and use my bone folder. And last time I think I trimmed one of the long sides, but I'm finding it works just nice to just trim these center tabs. And on this side too. Now, so far this is all the same, but I'm going to designate a bottom now. This is Pear Pizzazz. If you know me, you know I have labels for everything, so I'm going to put my label for the stamp pad here. So this will be my bottom. I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to use tear and tape or any strong adhesive on the tab and the bottom. This is the same side as the label. And just remove the backing. Then I'm going to fold the center in and the bottom, the one with the adhesive, meet that corner. Same on the other side. You want that edge to be straight. And then fold it in, so you've already got the adhesive, so it just goes down These will be snug, and you kind of want them to be snug. Now that I've got the box made, it's time to prepare the stamp pad. I'm finding the new pickup tool that will be coming out next month is perfect for this. You can use the piercing tool or whatever tool is handy for you. I find it's easiest to pick up the corner of this plastic layer and fold it really sharply back, and if any of these labels get caught, just help them stay down. One of these will be in your language, so I'm pulling the English one and putting it in the front of my stamp pad. So I turn it so that this is facing up. There will be a little dimple here, and put that on the bottom half. So I'll just pull up another label, doesn't really matter which one. I could even use the Japanese one and put it on the back. Some of the colors, you will recognize the color, I think. Then there's a blank one. This goes on the inside. These stamp pads lift like a compact, they say. Slide it in. Sometimes I slide it like this, so I know I'm not going to get my fingers in the way. The blank one goes in this little finger tray. When you are totally done with all the labels that you want, go ahead and remove this whole label. The little dimples that match up with the other stamp pads are very small. Removing this extra thickness really helps those dimples to stack up easier. Before you connect all your stamp boxes, you're going to want to decide on the arrangements. And putting them in rainbow order according to the catalog kind of puts all my greens together, all my blues together. But of course you can arrange your stamp pads whatever makes sense to you. This is the section of my stamp pads where I have a mixture of stamp pad styles. I will have the measurements for the boxes for these other stamp pad styles, and also directions if you have other brands of stamp pads that might be a different size, and how you can measure those. When I had a mixture of stamp pads, I was using this shim on top of the shorter stamp pads so that they were as tall as the old style stamp case boxes. I left these spaces so I can get my fingers in here. I've got large fingers, but I can still get my fingers in here. And the fact that this box is orange, pumpkin pie, to match my stamp, it's easy for me to find it, but sometimes colors are real similar. So I do have that label in there so I can see what it is. I have a layer of foam core. Mine's black, but it doesn't matter what color, whatever makes sense to your space. My old length was 19 inches, and this is now about 18 and a half. And I am leaving that, I am putting the cases with the edges right up against the edge of the front of the foam core. And I am gluing them down now that I'm feeling like I'm done purchasing. If you're not sure you're ready to commit to a certain order, I recommend glue dots. The depth of the foam core can be the same 3 3/4. I'm going to go ahead and leave mine at 4 inches. So I am going to just go ahead and put glue here. And so this will be more sturdy than it was. I found having 5 stamps in a row works really nice. You can have 2 sets in a color family of 10 colors. I have 4 rows on my windowsill now. I did have higher stacks when I had it in my bookshelf, but that depends on your storage solutions in your room. As usual, I will have all the directions for this project so that you too can be organized and have an easy access to all your Stampin' supplies. Thank you for stopping by. Talk to you soon.